Not even a week into the off season, and I already hate the A's first move. I'll tell you why today on Locked On A's.
You are Locked On A's, your daily podcast on the Athletics, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On A's, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. I am your host, Boney, one name, all passion, lifelong A's fan. We are free and available wherever you get your podcast, including YouTube. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button wherever you are following the show. Today's episode of Locked On A's is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you will get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the app today. The offseason may have just started, but the A's have already hit the ground running with a flurry of roster shuffles that sent some familiar names packing and opened the door for some new blood on the pitching side. The A's cleared even more space. Power arm Michel Otañez, who was so dominant in 2024 and going into the 2025 season, was considered one of our big high leveraged arms. What's up, fellas? Come on up. Daniel Susak. Happy Wednesday night. Good to see you, Jesus. Good evening to you, George. Where do, you know what? It never works without the glasses, guys. Where do Dodgers, A's? Oh, yeah. I mean, the Dodgers, Blue Jays, for sure. It has to be top 3 World Series of all time. I can't think of a better one. The Twins, Braves was better. I tell you what was very underrated about that Twins Braves series was the performance Jack Morris had. Not enough people talk about the 10 innings Jack Morris went in that game. I believe that's the one you're talking about. I got to get my rant out of the way because I'm upset so far at the moves the A's made. Now, I know you like it a little bit. Daniel Susak coming on up. Well, not necessarily, guys. Not necessarily. Even though Austin Wynns is a non-tender candidate, you're telling me they're going to ride with 2 catchers, Langoliers and Daniel Susak? I don't think they will. I think Susak's going to start in the minor leagues. Now, they eventually have to bring him up because Susak is Rule 5 eligible. So he will come up at some point for sure. Without a doubt, Susak is coming up. But I don't think you could ride the whole year with Langoliers and Susak. That's why I think it's going to be Wynns. Yeah, Wynns for backup. Yes, Austin Wynns is going to be the backup this year. Now, the deal with Wynns, though, it's his 3rd arbitration. You're going to have to pay him like $2.1 million. Now, that's not a lot of money. I get it. The reason I don't like it is not what Wynns is. Wynns is a good veteran catcher. He had some big games for the A's. He hit okay. His numbers don't look great, but he seemed like he always came through. Had the big home run in Kansas City on that Sunday. Was huge. Is a solid backstop. Was having a huge year for the Reds before he got traded up to the A's. Didn't quite live up to those numbers with the A's, but a solid backstop. My whole thing is I just like MacIver. MacIver was big. Jays and Phillies, Yankees and Diamondbacks, awesome as well. Yeah, no question. One thing that you can't measure with the Willie MacIver is what he brings as far as culture, right? There's few moments that I think of during the year that included Willie MacIver. And what I'm talking about that is, for example, on May 25th, we lost 11 games in a row. We played the Phillies on that Sunday. Do you guys remember? Who got the game-winning hit? MacIver. Who threw out Rojas at second to end the game? MacIver. There's a lot of things that MacIver did in that game. Everybody remembers on June 19th, Nick Kurtz walk-off bomb off Hader, right? In the 10th, where he flipped the bat, boom, bang. You know who went 2 for 3 with a bomb and a double that game? Yeah, Willie MacIver. How about the Sunday in Baltimore when him and Alvarado, it wasn't a Sunday in Baltimore. I think it was a Wednesday day game in Baltimore, where him and Alvarado hugged on the mound when the A's took 2 of 3. They took the last 2 games of the series. I think it was the only time I saw Elvis Alvarado smile all year. And a lot had to do with Willie MacIver. Willie MacIver brings things to a team that goes beyond the box score. And yeah, his numbers didn't look great. Need an owner who will spend. Yeah, hey, no kidding, Jern. No kidding. MacIver can't hit. No, he didn't hit much. In Vegas, he hit. You're right. His numbers in Sacramento weren't good. You know what, though, George? Either was wins. Wynn didn't hit either. Wynn did not hit either in Sacramento. He hit it, I think, 215, 210, I want to say. His numbers weren't anything great either. He's a veteran backstop. Right now, as far as backup catcher, neither of them really hit. Who do I think has more of an upside? I don't know. I do know that Willie MacIver tore it up in Vegas. What's Susak going to be? Who knows? Who knows when we see him? Point being, I didn't see a big, huge separation between MacIver and Wins, where all of a sudden he hit 275 overall, George. He didn't hit 275 with the A's. He started off on fire with the Reds, yeah. But if I'm talking about just the A's, no, I think he might have been like 180. Check the numbers on that. But he wasn't good with the A's. Overall last year, yes. In the National League, in American League, if you combine both of them, that's where his numbers. But just with the A's, he wasn't great. He wasn't great at all. Senior. The real estate trust hall, here we go. The real estate trust would be footing the bill for the resort. Well, what's that have to do with anything? Okay, what's that have to do with the stadium, though, Senior? It's 2 separate entities, right? You listen to Vital Vegas too often, bud. So you're right in what you're saying, okay? You're right in what you're saying. It's old news, though. But with that being said, Bally's and the A's Stadium, 2 separate deals, right? Sure. Would it be better to have that infrastructure with regard to Bally's and everything that's going on? Yeah, absolutely. But Bally's does not need to happen in order for the A's Stadium to happen. 2 separate deals. 2 completely separate deals. But yeah, it's going to get done. For a BUC, MacIver was, yeah, he was, man. For a backup catcher, I thought MacIver was perfect. You know, he's not going to be playing a lot. He's not going to be playing a ton. Free agency around the corner, and this owner won't do anything. We're going to spend $32 million, Journey. That's what we're going to do. Been saying that the whole time. You're right. It's not going to go past that. Hey, Jeremiah, Anthony. Yeah, thanks for Anthony Maldonado, pal. Yeah, we got him. Can't you give us Cabrera instead? Yeah, Maldonado actually tore it up a little bit in Vegas in the minor leagues. Was good enough where he got the call up to the big leagues. He was pitching well in Vegas. I was like, wow, what's going on with Maldonado? Once he got the call up, though, I think me and you got hits off him. He was really, really bad. Really, really bad. I'm gonna miss MacIver, man. I think he's a good franchise, a good team pickup. Many free agent predictions show that Colombia. I covered that earlier. Gleyber Torres starting with the A's. Backup catcher doesn't really matter to me. Well, it matters to me, Journey. How about that, huh? It matters to me. I like Willie MacIver. I'm going to talk about Willie MacIver, and that's what happened today. I know it doesn't matter to you. A lot of people it matters to. Matters to me. Matters to some other people. And I'm going to miss Willie MacIver. I thought he was a good team guy. I thought he was a good glue guy. But yeah, I get that you want to spend money. on free agents, etc. And we'll see what's out there. Up next, we'll cover what free agents could we possibly get. We heard about John Morosi today I think it was yesterday, maybe on the MLB Network, talking about having Luis Severino as a potential trade target for some teams. Is that a possibility? Maybe. Don't get me too excited about this offseason. Up next, we'll get into it, guys. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement of this sports season. Whether you are following the NFL, NBA, or both, there's no better time to jump in on the action. If you have not tried it yet, Prize Picks is the simplest way to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats, and if you get them right, you win. It takes less than 60 seconds to make your lineup, and you can play anywhere Prize Picks operates, including California, Texas, and Georgia. I've been using Prize Picks during both football Sundays and NBA tip-offs. It keeps every game exciting. I like picking my favorite players like Mahomes and Steph Curry to see how my predictions play out. The new Stacks feature is a game changer. You can now pick more on Steph's points, threes, and assists in the same lineup. Plus, if one of your players leaves with an early injury, the injury reboot saves my lineup from a loss. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONMLB to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONMLB for $50 in lineups after your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Talking backup catchers, which Journey doesn't like, and possible free agent targets and possible trade scenarios. You guys have crushed every single one of my trade scenarios. You tell me who you guys want. Now, the word on the street is that there might be a possible deal with Luis Severino. What do you got, Journey? I don't get this organization. Build a new stadium, but then keep being cheap on the product on the field. Journey, let me ask you a question. Who do you want? So I always go back to this question with A's fan. I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, but it's easy to complain, and that's what A's fans do. We complain, but don't offer any solutions. Who do you want to replace? Who do you want to get? Who do you want to replace? Who do you want to get? I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. We have been cheap with the product since the beginning of time, right? We've won, but at times maybe winning's not enough. We want to get a little bit more star power, etc. Question is, who do you want to replace? Who do you want to get? Don't complain without offering a solution. Give me a solution. Give me a solution on who you want to get. There's some players out there. Who can we afford to? But I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. We got $32 million right now to spend. I don't think the A's are going to spend until they get to Vegas. New owner who's hey, you came up with the solution. That's what I asked. All right, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Got it. I don't get it. I know it's a backup catcher, but I feel he was good. I don't know. Numbers-wise, Master wasn't great, right? 186. The reason why you feel he was good is because he came through in a lot of big moments, right? We broke up the 11-game losing streak in July. He got the game-winning hit. He got the last out, throwing out Rojas at second to end that streak. When Kurtz had his walk-off against Hader in Sacramento, MacIver went 2 for 3 with a bomb and a double. He's come up big in games. He's a good backup catcher. I like MacIver. But we don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Sign Kyle Schwarber and see what he can do in a minor league ballpark. Yeah, absolutely. The tough part about the minor league ballpark, guys, is obviously playing in the minor league park, right? But also paying a premium, If you want to use Luis Severino as a comp, we're paying a 30%, about a 35% premium in order to get guys like this. I believe someone talked about Gleyber Torres, right? Gary talked about Gleyber Torres. Yes, I've talked about Gleyber Torres earlier in the offseason as far as somebody potentially we can get. I like Gleyber Torres. Here's the issue. Right now, the value on Gleyber Torres is $14 million per year. Okay, $14 million per year for Gleyber Torres. In order to the A's to sign a Gleyber Torres, right? How old is Gleyber? Gleyber is 29. So the Yankees, Dodgers, whoever may be, your Mariners, normal teams out there, right, are going to sign a Gleyber Torres to a 5-year, maybe a 5-year, $70 million deal. In order for the A's to get Gleyber Torres, we have to probably go 5 years, $100 million in order to sign Gleyber Torres, because we got to pay a premium in order to get him. We got to say, hey, in order to make it worth it to come play in Sacramento for the next 2 years, we're going to pay you a premium to do so. I like Gleyber Torres. I think he's good. I think infield, I think we need help in the infield. I wouldn't mind signing a Gleyber Torres. But do you want to sign him for 5 years, $100 million? You know, and back to the point Journey said. We're not spending. We're not spending right now. We're spending the minimum we can in order to get to revenue sharing. So, you know, my solution is, you know, guys like a Cabrian Hayes, which you guys hated, by the way. You guys massacred me on it. It's fine. Journey's solution is new owner. Maybe. I think we've all tried that already. But Siphon, welcome back, man. Been a while. Pass on Torres. Who do you want to get, Siphon? You're smart with this stuff. Who do you want to get? This is what I like. This is why Siphon's smart. Me and him are on the same page here. This is what I want to do, guys. I want to spend the money on Langoliers, Kurtz, and Wilson. Now, if you listen to or read the YouTube comments, somebody just as smarter, Siphon, Jason Tapia is always on there, and he made a great point with regard to Kurtz. Kurtz is represented by, what's his name? What's the big sports agent I'm missing? Anyway, he may hold up for huge, huge money. Vlad Guerrero, Boris, thank you. Scotty Boris. He's represented by Scotty, and Scotty Boris wants to absolutely just drill teams for that money. Vlad Guerrero's kind of set the market at first base with regard to what first baseman can get paid. I think there's a good possibility that Kurtz may ride it out. I don't know. For me, it doesn't make much sense. I do think if we offer Kurtz, and I've talked about it in previous shows, if we offer Kurtz a Roman Anthony type contract, I think that'll do it. How can a person not take that deal now? So I think it's important we do that. I think it's important we spend the money on Kurtz, Soderstrom, Wilson, possibly even Langoliers. I would like to spend that money rather reaching for free agents who are just okay. The free agent market isn't great, guys, and we have to pay a premium for it as well. And if we got some extra money, take a shot at a $10 million reliever. Yeah, I like that. I like it. If we have extra money. But I do think the priority needs to be, for once, let's take care of who we have. We haven't done that as an organization, man. We have not done that as an organization. Take care of Kurtz. Take care of Soderstrom. Take care of Wilson. Let's market them in Vegas. Let's get something, that the fan base can get excited about. Because the complaint about the franchise over the years, which has been right, no matter how you twist it. We have not retained players. We have not had something where you get used to and you get excited about. No way Boris will do it. You don't think so, huh, Master? I mean, I think at a certain point, though, I mean, you still have, Kurtz doesn't become a free agent until 2031, I believe. You still have his 3 years of ARB. He's still in pre-arbitration. So you're telling me you risk injury, all that stuff, you don't get guaranteed over the next 10 years? I don't know, man. I don't think it's that simple. But hey, you could be right. This free agency is weak, Master. Got to get the owner out of here. Don't have to be top 5 payroll, but just getting to the floor is not good enough. I agree. I agree. Here's the deal, though, Journey. We're not getting. It's at the end of the day, it's a business, right? And right now, Major League Baseball, the owners like Fisher. They love him. Fans don't. But on a business standpoint, he's good for Major League Baseball on the business side of things. Is he good for baseball? Is he good for the fans? Is he good for the product on the field? No. But at the end of the day, these billionaires aren't billionaires by doing it the way the fans want it to be done. Unfortunately. When I come back, let's talk a little bit more on what is the right call. Is Siphon have the right call, which I've been enforcing for so long, or do we force feed a free agent out there? And if so, who is it? I don't know. Let's check it out up next. The NBA is back, and there's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Plus, you can even combine your live bets into a same-game parlay for a shot at a bigger payout. It keeps every game exciting, especially when your team's making that late push. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com to sign up and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Back at you, talking free agents. Extend Nick Kurtz, Jacob Wilson, Tyler Soderstrom, or take a flyer on a free agent and spend $100 million over 5 years for a Gleyber Torres. I don't know. What do you got, Master? Look at what happens with Boris's clients. True, but this is a little bit of a different situation, Master, right? When Boris's clients are up for free agency, like a Vlad, or towards their end of their arbitration, he gets max dollar. The Kurtz situation's different, such as the Roman Anthony situation was different, right? They maxed them out early. Guaranteed money, lifetime money, generational money for the next 10 years versus risking injury. And that's why it's important to offer that big money now. I think if he matches or even beats the Roman Anthony contract by a bit, I think Kurtz has to take it. You got to also remember there is a possible lockout coming out in 2026. What's the rules going to be like then? Is there going to be an agreement be made? So if there is a time to extend these young guys, now is the time. So anyway, extend our guys. I wouldn't mind taking a flyer on Moncada or Brendan Rodgers. I like Moncada. But again, $4.5 million for Moncada, then you got to pay the 30% premium. Now you're at like $7 million. I still like Ke'Bryan Hayes. I don't know why you guys bash me on Ke'Bryan Hayes. I'm with you. Just want to extend our big players. I'm with you, George. Soto turned $400 million. That was with Who was that with, though, Master? Was what that the Nationals or the Padres during that time? I forget. That was with the Padres, though, if I'm not mistaken. That was with the Padres, and he was due to be a free agent the year after. We still got 5 years of team control with Kurtz, where the Padres didn't have the same thing. George, that was with the Nationals. Okay, that was with the Nationals. I don't believe the Nationals had a lot of time left with team control. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Blue Jays waited too long to sign Bo and Vlad and paid for it big time. Pay the kids now because it'll get more expensive down the road. Agree with you, Jern. Yes. I've been saying this all off season, actually during the regular season too. What I want this off season, I've said it all off season. 2 of the 3, Wilson, Kurtz, Soderstrom. I want 2 of the 3 to get big time extensions, big time Roman Anthony extensions. I would bring in Moncada and 2 relief pitchers. Moncada, huh? You guys are on Moncada, but are killing me on Brian Hayes. Moncada's good. I like Moncada. But I'm just saying Moncada and Brian Hayes are the same price. That's my point. They're going to be the same price. I mean, Brian Hayes could potentially win a platinum glove this year. He's already won a gold. I mean, there's not a whole lot of difference between Brian Hayes and Matt Chapman. But I get it. Nationals. Okay. Thank you. 2 years of team control left. Okay, that's what the Nationals had. Again, similar, but 5 years and 2 years is a big difference. I don't doubt what you're saying. If Kurtz continues on this path, there's a potential that he can get $1 billion contract by the time he hits free agency. So, yeah, I could see that. But how much money at the end of the day do you need? I mean, if you're in Kurtz's position, guys, though, put yourself in that position. You're 22 years old. You're going to sign a $300 million deal. I believe that's what Roman Anthony's deal was. And you're guaranteed that money until you're 33, 34. Your life's set versus playing out the next 5 years, potentially getting hurt. It was a little different with Soto because Soto still had, again, I don't know this for sure, according to you guys, 2 years of team control where you could sign him, but you could trade him. Maybe 3. Yeah. I'll take Hayes. I love Brian Hayes. For his price, I think he's one of the best bargains out there. I understand why the Reds would do it because Sal Stewart's just a stud at third base. Pass on Moncada. Yeah, me too. He's only, I'm not a Moncada guy, but he's the cheapest infielder out there in the free agent market that we could get our hands on that potentially has an upside to him. I would rather stay with what we have rather than spend money on him. But ideally, and I've been all over it, I want Brian Hayes. We need pitching and a third baseman, and we can compete. Fair enough. But the problem with pitching is I don't think there's any free agents out there, Master, that we can afford that's better than what we have. That's my point with free agents. If you look at the free agent pitcher market out there, and I've gone through this, Journey right now is probably freaking rolling his eyes because he's heard this before. So you're looking at Clayton Kershaw. If he stays around, I don't think he is, obviously. Nestor Cortez. You want to spend $14 million for Nestor Cortez? Probably 2 years, 3 years, $42 million for Nestor Cortez. You want to spend $11 million, $12 million for Scherzer, Verlander? You want to spend 2 years, $18 million for Tyler Anderson? Same for Miles Michaelis. I mean, come on. I don't want those guys. But that's who we can afford right now. Miles Michaelis, Tyler Anderson. No thanks, guys. Dustin May, Steven Matz, Kyle Hendricks, John Gray, Patrick Corbin. I don't know. Load up on the bullpen. Same deal, right? It's just, Saifon said it earlier. It's a bad free agent year, guys. It's a bad free agent year. It just is. I don't want to force anything. Edwin Diaz, we're not going to get him. He's market value 18.3. Suarez, 17 million. Nick Martinez from the Reds. I wouldn't want him for free. 14.2 million. And that's market rate. That's not what the A's have to pay in a premium. Kenley Jansen, 14 million. Helsley, 14 million. Emilio Pagan is going for 12.3 million. I'd rather have Hogan Harris in there. Sir Anthony Dominguez. That's the problem. Luke Weaver, 12 million. Soto from the Mets. Yeah, I like him. I like him too. I like him. I believe Journey made that call earlier, a while ago. Gregory Soto. We could get him 2 years, 18 million. I like this. I'd roll with Harris at third, Muncy at second, unless Gelof turns it around, which I don't think he will run. Run Sevy, Springs, Perkins, Morales, Lopez. Extend our guys and maybe some. I like it. That's what I've been preaching. That's what I've been preaching. I like that, Saifon. Here's the worry I have with Harris. Now, what we're looking for is infield, right? Here's the positions the players we have available. Okay. We all know that first base and shortstop's taken care of. We don't know when DeVries is coming up, so I'm not going to include him in this equation. But we have Kurtz and Wilson at first and short. Second and third, you're going to have Hernaiz as your super utility guy, right? He could play all the positions. Shortstop, third, second. Then you're going to have Gelof, Muncy, and Harris. Okay. I mean, we hope that one of them can be something that contributes consistently. We've seen flashes from all of them at times, but we have not seen consistency from any of them. And sure, we can say they're young, etc. But if those guys continue to have the years they had last year, we have a major, major hole in our infield. Major hole. So I'm concerned about that a little. Jern, what do you got? I'd love pitchers at the top of the market, but I've already been down this road before. Played it against your pitching. Yeah. That was funny. Yeah. Right. Hey, owner won't spend either. I like who we have as far as our staff. I think Saifon nailed it with the rotation. If I was to switch up the rotation, I think you're right on it with Sevy and Springs. I think Lopez gets that 3 spot. I like Morales to get the 4 spot. Ideally, this is what I would like to see happen. I would like to get Ginn. I would like to see Ginn get that 5 spot and be him, finally have Ginn to be that guy. He has some of the most disgusting stuff. Just does not have consistency. We've seen him strike out 8 over 4 innings and look dominant and then just give up P-Rod after P-Rod. And I want to see Jack Perkins be the closer and Hogan Harris be the setup man. That's what I would like to see happen. So in my perfect world, Severino, Springs, Lopez, Morales, a real good JT Ginn, closer Jack Perkins, setup man Hogan Harris. You also have Gunnar Hoglund. Don't forget about him. When he was up last year, he looked good before he got hurt. His debut against the Marlins, he was absolutely dealing. So let's not forget about Gunnar. Gary, are there free agent relievers available that we could stretch out to start? No. I'm looking at the list right here and seeing who has started in the past. Like Jacob Junis, he might be somebody from Cleveland. He was a starter with the Giants. Jacob Junis, though, would cost us like 2 years, $11 million. I like Jacob Junis. I was hoping they signed him last year, but that's the one I'm looking at right now that possibly can, who used to be a starter, just as I'm kind of just skimming over it. Chris Martins, what happened to the good call, Bill? I don't know what exactly happened to Chris Martins, if they just let him go or he went to another team or what. Once you said that, that reminded me of it. I'll find out. I don't know exactly what happened with him. Per today's earlier podcast, we have many MILB guys that we could move. Yes, with Jesse. How good is Jesse Strassler with the voice of the Lugnuts? I hope you guys it's always awesome talking to that guy, man. I mean, he gives you insight. He's always available. I rarely reach out to guys within the organization to come on just because it's hard. But with him, it's awesome talking to. He always gives you full insight on exactly what's going on and gives you his true, honest opinion and always brings it. He's awesome, man. Dig up a trade that you like, Hunter Green or Pablo, but then it goes back to the spending issue again. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Jern. And I talked about, there's always a fun idea that we can do. In the show I had last week with Joe Grotto from A's Day, Hunter Green and Pablo. And yes, you said it, man. There's trades that we can make. But when you look at the A's history, right? You look at a trade, you look at the two most famous trades the A's made that set them back. John Lester and Matt Holliday. And what was the big thing with regard to those trades? What made it set back the A's so much? They were on a free agent year, and we couldn't re-sign them. That's the thing. And that's why I always, when I was talking to Joe, I brought that up. I was like, hey, it's great that we can make a trade for a Hunter Green and a Pablo and for a Lopez, but what are we going to do when they become free agents? Are we going to re-sign them for what they want? And I constantly bring that up because of Lester and Holliday. The Lester and Holliday trades killed us. Killed this. I still don't get it. The Lester one, you can justify a little bit. You can justify it. And I'll be honest, at the time, I liked the Lester trade. I felt like we needed one more ace to get us home. But looking back at it, we had one more year of team control with Cespedes. He was a chemistry guy. He was a clubhouse guy. Yeah, I don't know. And then the Holiday trade. I mean, what's been an issue with the A's franchise since the beginning is get a clue of what's going on. Did not anybody ask Matt Holliday if he wanted to play in Oakland before we traded for him? Because when he left to St. Louis, he had a no trade clause for one team on his list. That was the A's. He never wanted to be in Oakland. I mean, did someone ask him, like, hey, you want to come to Oakland? Whatever. To your point, Journey. Yeah, great. Awesome. We could talk about these trades till we're blue in the face, but are we going to re-sign them and spend the money when it's time? And that's what this franchise has not done. So you're right. You're right. That needs to change, man. That needs to change. I would bring in a Jordan Montgomery pitcher with upside. I wouldn't mind that. He's cheap. There's a lot of upside to him. That's a good call, Master. I like that. I don't mind that at all. He's not going for a lot at all. You're right. What is he going for? Like $2.5 million, $3 million, I believe is his value. Good call, Master. I like that. I love Cespedes. Yeah. Me and you both, man. Only problem is the A's have a bunch of 3 to 5 starters. Yeah, like we don't have an ace, right? We don't have that legitimate go-to ace. No. And I don't think we will, Bill, for the next 2 years. Now, do we have a bunch of maybes? Yeah, we do. Jamie Arnold, Luis Morales, Gage Jump. I like the kid that we got, Zane Taylor. I like him a lot. That we drafted last year. Braden Nett, maybe. Right now, it's a lot of maybes. You know, prospects are what they are. They're prospects. We'll see what happens. But potentially, sure. Right now, and in the next 2 years, in this year and next year, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. Severino's going to be your number one, Bill. Severino's going to be your number one. I'm sure Severino's already signed in. Hey, one thing I can promise you guys. One thing that I can promise you guys. Luis Severino will absolutely 100% opt in to his third year. Because in his third year, if he decides to be a free agent, I think I'll get paid here more. I'll get a better offer here at Locked On A's than Severino does in the free agent market. That's for sure. So I guarantee you he's opting in. You and me pound that drum until we get a new owner. I think he's gonna. I think there's money to be made in Vegas. That's speculation. Okay. I've said it before. The true test of this ownership and the direction this franchise is going is if they extend Soderstrom, Kurtz, and Wilson. I said 2 of the 3. That's what I want this offseason. If they do that offseason journey, I think there is a change to be made. I think things are going in the right direction. For me, it makes no sense not to extend 2 of the 3 guys. I'll be pissed if it doesn't happen. And that's what I'm kind of holding on to hope for this year. As far as all the other free agents, I mean, we've talked about it. We've pounded our head against the wall. There's not much there. I don't want to get him just because of value. And I don't want to get him just because I don't feel like most of the free agents that we can get are better than what we have. It's not like I don't want to spend or, it's like not my money, but at the same time, I'd rather have Jacob Lopez on the mound than Patrick Corbin. I'd rather have Luis Morales going on the hill than Justin Verlander. That's kind of what I'm getting at. We're not going to get the $32 million guys like a Francisco Valdez. And really, do you really want to spend do you want to spend $100 million contract for Dylan Cease? I'm not that high on him either. I just don't think it's a great free agency year at the end of the day. Every team in the playoffs had an ace, so it's important. Yeah, well, when you look at it, Dodgers had like 3 of them. The Blue Jays, Gossman, yeah. Milwaukee, Peralta. Yankees, yeah. Fried. Yeah, you're right. Pitching's it. Yeah, hey, for sure. I mean, we do need an ace. I mean, even when the A's had their great runs, we had 3 aces. What we really need, What we really need is good TV announcers. Yeah. Bill, maybe you should apply for that job, man. I don't think they're going to hire me. That's for sure. Apply for that job. Apply for that job. Hey, I would love to see Jesse Goldberg Strassler get that job. I mean, that guy kills it. So who knows? But this week, so this will be posted tomorrow, Friday. I have Salty Tom and Aaron Cameron on the show, and we're going to look at when the A's attendance slipped over the years when they still won. And I was given a different perspective on that show. I mean, maybe it's time that I faced the music a little bit and got a little criticism for my critique of attendance. That may happen on Friday, but appreciate you guys. Bring back Glenn. Hey, Glenn Kuiper was the best, wasn't he? I hear you, master. You know, it was interesting. You know, Glenn Kuiper was talking about the A's and that sort of thing. And he said not one person reached out to him after he left. You know, for me as a fan, I love the product on the field. 95% of it's the baseball that goes on. But I tell you, man, as far as the front office and everything that goes on with management, you can just feel that there's a disconnect with reality at times with this franchise. It's not going to change anything for me. I'm going to love the guys, everything that goes on just as much, but you get it. You get why at certain times this franchise and its team is looked at the way it is. That's for sure. Every other words would be bleep. But you know, the offseason should be interesting, guys. I like MacIver just because of the energy he brought, man. I feel that's important. And I feel that's important as far as growing culture and growing a clubhouse and growing a team that's together. And I feel that helps winning more than what you see in the box score. And I'm going to miss him. That's for sure. I like Willie MacIver. He wanted to be out there. He gave us everything he had. He enjoyed his teammates. He enjoyed playing. He had a smile that went from cheek to cheek. It was awesome. I'm going to miss Will. I was pissed today when I heard that news. I wasn't surprised at the move from a baseball situation, but I was like, maybe we'll get it, you know, and obviously they got to bring up Zack eventually. And if MacIver was to be sent down to Vegas and we kept, let's say we kept wins, you know, he wouldn't play at all behind Zack. Zack would be getting all the reps. So as far as a baseball decision, I get it. But as far as just, I don't know. That's me. That's me on it. Appreciate you guys. And it's always nice to come on live here. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen of the day. For your second listen, check out Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night. You'll get local analysis from local host, giving you everything that's going on in the offseason. Appreciate you guys. And what else you guys got here? Master. So they bringing in a free agent catcher? No, it's going to be, it'll be wins, Master. What they'll do is, what I believe it's going to happen is they're going to pay Wins his arbitration. And he's going to pay Wins his arbitration. And it's about $2.2 million. Keep him around for a while. When he's up, when Zack's ready, bring him up. Waive Wins, which I didn't like, which I don't like that move. But anyway, the Rule 5 draft will be, it's in December. Let me give you the exact date. It is in December. I know that. It's coming up next month. Rule 5 draft date. It's at the winter meetings. Oh, and the date of it. Let me get you guys a date here, guys. It's at the Winter Meetings. It's not giving me an official date right now, or I'm not finding it. I'll get it for you guys. It's in December at the Winter Meetings. That's what I do know. The exact date I don't have, Bill. I should have it. It's bothering me now. 1 second. I'll find it. Key dates. Baseball season. All right. Draft lot. It is December 10th. December 10th. Draft. Okay, here are the key dates coming up, guys. We have GM's meetings next week in Vegas, November 10th through the 13th. Owners meetings November 18th to 20th in New York City. Non-tender deadline on November 21st. Winter meetings in Orlando, December 8th through 11th. And MLB lottery, that's a big date, December 9th, held at 4 o'clock. And December 10th, MLB Rule 5 draft, 2 to 4 o'clock Eastern time. 2 to 4 o'clock Eastern time. DFA Spence. Yeah, wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't mind it. Anyway, you guys, take care, man. Have a good rest of the night. It was awesome hanging out with you guys. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you for making Locked On A's your first listen every day. For your second listen, find the all-night Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts.